Greetings and welcome, family, to another paragraph of magnets, crystals, pyramids. Uh, Thank you for being born. Thank you for being alive. We got so much going on in the world that is a big distraction. But more than that, let us do the opening so we can proceed with tonight's event. Guess I'll put up the. Let's see. Here we go. I was just eating some Brazil nuts, and I was dragging today, and I said, what am I missing? And it was the Brazil nuts, family. So I used the muscle test to see how many Brazil nuts I needed, and it was only 2, whereas before I needed I needed 4. But let us open up.
Call to the warrior in you, to the healer in you, the king, the queen, the magician, the lover in you. Every single day, we are called to walk in our purpose. Answer the call. Lay down your burden and anything that holds you back and take your rightful place. The battle is everywhere. It's right in your face. Let's go.
Ashe, aho. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Let me know. Is my sound okay? Test 1, 2, 3. Anybody listening, put in the comments if you could hear me clearly, because I don't want to be talking to myself. Boy, I got some stuff to share with y'all tonight. Some good stuff that'll be beneficial to you. Okay. Let me share something. When we're going to deal with some metaphysics, financial metaphysics. Okay, good. You can hear me. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Cherise. Thank you, Alan. Let's deal with some metaphysics. Financial metaphysics. Oh, before we do that, let's do the opening. I'm sorry. I just finished eating, as I was saying, I was just eating the Brazil walnuts. I mean, the Brazil nuts. Listen, if you haven't started Brazil nuts yet, get on it. But just eat in moderation. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. You hear me? I'm just trying to see if I'm. All right, phone ain't charging up. Listen, don't overdo it on the Brazil nuts, but do like once a day, like 3. Start with 3 Brazil nuts a day and see what happens with the nutrients. I'm gonna pull it up for us. The amount of nutrients in Brazil nuts is incredible. Now, I opened early and I welcome you because at 8 p.m., we're going to have a first timer, a young up and coming South American healer, herbalist. And he's going to share some insightful, amazing technology that we don't know about here in the States much, about honey that literally in his world regenerates the eyes. Then he's going to talk about something called Duckflower. And Duckflower, oh boy. Duckflower, the little I heard, it's like a massive, master, gigantic, fierce cleanser that you have to cleanse before you take this master cleanser. So before we move forward on this show, I just want to say that Sharisa, never again. Sharisa, if you taking Duckflower, you put it in the comments. Listen, people always talk about peace and love, but you don't realize how much toxins has collected in the body until you do something that literally reams the molecules of your makeup, like a beautiful flower that goes in and says, not clean enough. It's like a cleansing boot camp is from what I heard. So he's going to talk about it. Another thing, I like doing experiments, right? So I got to share this with you. It's deep. She said, look, Cherie said, I've taken Duckflower. It's deep. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that after 8. Yeah. Well, Bee Queen, you want to have some? You listen in tonight. And welcome, everybody. Welcome. Appreciate your energy. Listen, I started putting up pyramids in Nicholas Bookstore. Pyramids that I have never made before. The design. Like I have pyramids above me right now. You see, that's a Metatron symbol, but I have 2 big pyramids right above my station because I like the energy. But the reason I did this at Nicholas is because I first saw a pyramid over a booth at a crystal gem show. This is over 10 years ago, family. And everybody, all the vendors had their 10-foot booths, but this one booth had a copper tube pyramid above it. And that's where everybody seemed to have been drawn into this particular booth that was selling the products that the other booths were selling, but it's as if they subconsciously were attracted into the booth that had the pyramid. Now, this is deep because Lester Loving has said on more than one occasion, and those of you who know Lester Loving, he's literally like an outlaw genius of pyramids and crystals in his own eccentric manner. He's a genius. And he reads the New York Times while he's having sips. He said the crystal structure of the hemoglobin in our bloodstream are pyramids. So it made sense. There's a harmonic resonance between pyramids in our bloodstream and being in a building or a booth or a room or office or home that has pyramids. Now, remember, everything was designed, and that's Monique. I'm glad she's listening in. Everything is designed to be the ruling elite create geometric slave quarters that most people in their homes, apartments, and projects have low ceilings, square corners, and they designed it so at one point that all the Rockefeller inspired designs, all the openings and entrances to the houses or the apartments, as much as they could, would be directed at the factory. So it was a form of subconscious geometric mind control for mental slavery. So I'm noticing, family, I'm telling you, we got to deal with the shadows of the hood. Mental illness is running amok in the so-called ethnic communities, especially in Brooklyn. All right. The young fatherless boys are creating havoc because there's no male presence. The young ladies don't know how to relate to the male principal. The young boys don't know how to relate to the female principal. But part of that illness is the shape of the homes they're living in. Because when I worked for City Hall in New York City for air conditioning, there was no square doorways. All the doorways were rounded. There was no rectangles. And I said, this is interesting. Then when I went into the basement, there's no square corners in the basement, family. It was rounded out almost like in the corners, it was just like an igloo. No square corners. Then when I went up to the mayor's office, the ceiling is almost 18 to 20 feet high and no square corners. So many times people talk about melanin, but there's a double-edged sword on melanin. And I'm going to share with you right now. Melanin is carbon. We agree to that. Melanin being carbon requires high responsibility because melanin, as a carbon molecule, carbon is also highly absorbent of not only sunshine, but all the toxins and garbage of alcohol, drugs, and negativity, because carbon is an absorber. That's why you take activated charcoal when you have poison go in your body, because the charcoal, which is carbon, absorbs it. So I've been putting copper coated pyramids in Nicholas bookstore. And what I've noticed is it's starting to draw. I only have presently, I only put up 5 of them, 2 foot square open. And the pyramids is beginning to generate an energy. But this energy is also attracting people who need healing. People who need healing are being attracted to the sacred geometry of the pyramids. And I set up my table underneath. Oh, here's Logi. What's happening, Logi? Glad to see you, bro. You got to turn on your microphone.
Peace,
yeah.
Peace, family.
Yo, I'm just sharing what happened this past Sunday. So I set up my table at Nicholas underneath the pyramid, and people were coming in from the street. And the ones who this particular Sunday were a lot of our women are suffering from mental illness. Now, I don't know why, but it started attracting people that were in the store. In the store, it attracted individuals who were homeless, mental challenge as far as mental health, started acting out right at my table. And my table was directly under a copper pyramid, Logi. Then a woman came in the store, walked straight from the entrance right to my table, family. And she said, I need help. I have something on me. And there is a excellent massage therapist brother, master healer named Cameron, who we call Squeeze Master. So before I go out my doors, I always do my I am affirmations, asking for ascended masters to go with us, go with me, whether I'm riding my bicycle or going to Nicholas or other events. So she came in to the table. Special acknowledgement to my excellent brother, Professor Sylvester. He is the original Indiana Jones, soulful, Logi. Is a world traveler. He is over 25, and he is brilliant. He is a college professor. And he was sitting at my table too. And the lady, I directed her to go over to the massage therapist named Cameron, who we call Squeeze Master. And he proceeded to spend time, compassionate time, to assist this woman in removing the negativity that may come from urban dwelling. But the thing I got to bring out, family, most important, is that black on black hate is an epidemic. It's that, and as times get more challenging, you're going to see the black on black hate, crime, gossip, evil, and you got to be on your square and trust no one. Because while Cameron was working, he doing his healing work on the woman, it literally felt like the pyramids was absorbing and transmuting the negativity. Because what happened to her? Someone laced her mushrooms, which can rip the aura and allow entities to enter. So special acknowledgement. I want to thank Monique for being compassionate, understanding, because the healing that is needed in the so-called Black experience of America is in crisis. The Willie Lynch syndrome is alive and doing well. The self-hate, and it's really hard on a woman that looks decent. Women hate women with a vengeance. Logi, tell me if I'm telling the truth.
You know, you ain't lying. What Arsenio Hall said, he ain't lying.
I still got the so you have to take your melanin magic and get some activated charcoal from health food stores, because the melanin perhaps is one of the reasons grudges are held so viciously. I can't forgive. How many people have you known say, I can't forgive her. I can't forgive him. I can't go back. I can't it's almost like we're under
Spell.
a spell. And the forces, the nefarious forces is like, yeah, stay like that. Break up families. Break up communities. Break up collective economics. Because I be sitting there and I look at the, random. It's almost like some, not all, some black folks, it's like it hurts their heart to say thank you. It hurts their heart if they say, oh, brother, you shining today. It hurts their heart to say, sister, you look beautiful. It hurts their heart. And a lot of people don't like each other in the hood. So this is my inspiration, family, for putting up the pyramids to transmutate and literally purify the carbon melanin of everyone who walks into Nicholas Bookstore. And Spirit willing and Monique willing, I'm going to put up more because high frequency has dominion over low frequency. And you don't know. Look at the subways, the buses. It's metal, low ceilings, electrical humming. And these toxins affects the psyche of melanated carbon-based life forms in all forms and fashions. But the cultural keepers of sunlight, spirituality, are supposed to be the women. But if you take some melanated sisters who've been broken, the devil can't hold a candle to their sorcerous viciousness. You got to learn how to forgive, even if you got to put a pyramid hat on your hips and your head. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Because we are greater than our memories. And we wasn't born to be malicious, vindictive, unforgiving, keepers of self-hate and animosity, because that breaks your economy, and that low frequency will literally accelerate aging upon every cell in your body. So there is a curse in the hood. It's a geometric curse. It's an electronic curse. And we got to be crystal keepers. I am. That's why I always push, because I am supersedes. Whatever you say, I am love. I am joy. You remagnetize your cells. When you say I am greater than my memories, you remagnetize your cells to happiness, regeneration, and the most precious commodity in the universe outside this planet is not oil, coal, gas, and American dollars. It's not a petrodollar outside the Earth's atmosphere. The only commodity that makes a difference in this world and beyond our world is youth. Is youth and health. And people I'm seeing are dropping left and right. Family, you got members. I got phone calls about people close to death in my building that I live in. I live in an apartment building. Fortunately, I live on the upper floors. But I'm hearing about my neighbors dying off. I'm hearing about people calling me, people in hospitals, friends I've known for years. And it's cumulative. It's a cumulative of attitudes and emotions, family. It's a cumulative effect. And we, you, me, Laji, we can change the course by getting higher frequencies and pyramids, crystals, and chants. Now, if you wear a crystal, I got all my beads on. You got on your crystals around your throat and become mindful of your thoughts and your spoken words. It will amplify, change reality upwards of 600%. You can do it, my brothers and sisters. You can be the champions that transform the world. It's up to you. That's what I wanted to share today. Sacred geometry, crystal technology, forgiveness, as it says in the Bible, to enter the kingdom, you have to become a child again. That means that your that childlike quality is being forgiving. Not for, you don't give them power. You don't give people power when you forgive them. You literally release the karmic bricks that keep your frequency low and prevent you from experiencing the dreams that you desire. You have to raise by releasing the dreams, the bad memories. And we all been wounded. We all been heartbroken, but you can't become a crackhead of your brokenheartedness. You can't be a crackhead of broken memories and dreams. You ever notice some old people be smiling and looking good? And then some people, they look like they have a Rolodex of unforgiven memories written all across their face. You seen that before, Laji?
I got a neighbor like that. Every time she walked by me, she go, nigga shit. And I go, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to get rid of it. She got a pit bull dog. I mean, it's just all in her face. You know, this is something I noticed too. When I had these beads on, it's like they purify your thoughts. You don't think in those negative ways nowhere near as much. You know? And it amplifies the meditation like nobody business. This is meditation.
Yeah, family. You are gifted with life. So I want to acknowledge, because I'm going to tell you, we all need a coach. Me and Laji both agree, but he wants a physical one. And I'm happy tapping into the ascended masters that are non-physical, and you can too. And we showed you the basics in the beginning with muscle testing. So I thank I am in me and I am in you. We thank and invite Yeshua. Let me pull up the pictures. And this is a picture AI created based on biblical scripture. Really? We thank and invite Yeshua, Mary of Magdalene. Yeshua's mama, Black Madonna. We thank and invite Archangel Michael. We thank and invite Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. We thank and invite the latest Christ born in the Congo, Simeon Toko, who invoked an army of muscle-bound, afro-wearing, bulletproof angels that turned over the heavy tanks and chased the Belgians out of the Congo. We thank and invite Ascended Master who flew through the air, hungry, lion-proof, fireproof, Sheikh Amadou Bamba, who wrote 7 tons of prayers. We thank and invite you to be on the platform tonight. We thank and invite Sheikh Amadou Bamba for bringing forth what I'm boiling right now to prepare Kinkaliba, which is anti-inflammatory, anti-diabetic, weight loss, opiate detox, anti-cancer, lowers blood pressure, digestive aid, gallbladder detox. And we say, Ashe, Mahalo, Donada, Wado, Amen, Amen. We thank and invite Nikolai Tesla. We thank and invite Sanat Kumara. Enoch, the Ethiopian who ascended into heaven and became Metatron. We thank and invite Lady Buddha, Krishna, Lady Krishna. We thank and invite White Buffalo Calf Woman, Quetzalcoatl. We thank and invite Chief Osceola, Chief Crazy Horse, Chief Geronimo, Chief Sitting Bull, Chief Seattle. We thank and invite South African Zulu Shaman Credo Mutwa. We thank and invite Imhotep, Ptahotep, Akhenaten. We thank and invite Mushroom Master Dr. George Washington Carver, Harriet Tubman, who took mushrooms to see the slave catchers in the dark and listen to the whispers of the trees and the plants on which direction to go. We thank and invite Dr. Sabi. We thank and invite Kalindi Aye, P.B. Randolph. We thank and invite all the shaman warriors of antiquity. We thank all the medicine herbal keepers throughout the world. We thank the Hawaiian spirit keepers known as kahunas. We thank all the indigenous medicine men and women throughout the universe. We invite them to be on the show because we have a young brother that's going to share with us some amazing stuff we did. Laji, he's going to talk about honey, the healing miracle power of honey. And he's going to talk about that super exorcist plant medicine that will clean and ream the electrons of your soul. Y'all give a hand for Kura. Hey, Chris Kura.
Kura.
What's going on, family? How's everybody doing tonight?
Man, we're alive. We're alive. So everyone, please place in the comments what part of the universe, city, state, country, or if you off planet, because you know we're being supervised and monitored by off planet superior intelligence through not only the moon. The moon is a literally an observation tower. It's not natural. It is a ancient artificial metallic crystal device to watch the evolution and the development of surface savages on the Earth's surface to make sure that they don't play with atomic matches in a nefarious way. So welcome, Chris Kura.
Thank you, Hank. Thank you. I'm very honored to be on here in your show tonight. Here with the brother Baban's your name? How are you, brother?
Laji, yeah.
Laji, nice to meet you, brother. Very excited here to talk to you about something like the Stingless Bee Honey, something that I had just discovered about 2 years ago. So, wow. But you know, we all know about honey being very healing, right?
Yo, Chris, let's start with the bitters and then go to the sweet. Let's start with that. Oh, you know what?
Okay, no, yeah, we can. That's good.
I got a piece of Brazil nut in my throat.
So yeah, let's start with the.
Let me do a medical disclaimer first. Laji, read that, please.
Okay. The information provided on this channel is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health providers with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have heard on this channel. If you are experiencing a medical emergency, call your doctor or emergency service immediately. This channel does not endorse or recommend any specific tests, physicians, products, procedures, opinions, or other information that may be mentioned. Reliance on any information provided by this channel is solely at your risk.
Thank you for that, Logic. Very important for the listeners to know. We are here just messengers and here trying to give a message of healing and let everybody know what the Amazon, what the jungle has to offer, where all the answers are for our healing, right? So first off, my name is Chris. I'm the founder of Kura Alkaline Wellness Shop. I'm a holistic healer and I work with a lot of natural remedies. I work with a lot of herbalists in Honduras, specifically in Colombia, and also in Peru. So I've been very fortunate to travel to these countries and be able to learn about things like sea moss and the stingless bee honey and all these other natural herbs that we're about to talk about. So specifically the duck flower, right? So
Yeah, boy.
yeah. So
She's yo, and it's so pretty. It's such I gotta pull up the picture, man. But
pull up
I've
that picture.
heard some things about it. I haven't had it yet, but
I'm actually gonna start prepping for it tomorrow. So I'll get into preparation about it as well too. But so the duck flower, right? Its scientific name is Aristolochia grandiflora. If you guys want to look it up on Google, you can look it up in that name. Duck flower is more of a nickname of how the herb looks after it's been dried up. But anyways, yeah, you can find this herb in Central America mostly. You can even find this herb also in Jamaica as well. And I have harvested it in Honduras. So I was actually fortunate to work with some herbalists that actually worked with people like Dr. Sebi, and they are well knowledge in knowing where to go harvest this herb because this herb, the duck flower, like many other plants and species, have lookalikes. So you got to be careful with what flower. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
glad you're saying that, Chris, because sometimes you have family, you have people who are either innocently or naively or arrogant say, I can do that myself, and decide to mess with something like duck flower. What would happen to somebody if they don't know what they're doing? Go ahead, Chris.
Listen, there was actually a testimony last year that was circulating around Instagram where a young lady, she thought she was taking a duck flower and she ended up in the hospital in a coma for a couple weeks.
Oh,
So yeah, so it looks very, very similar, but you could once you look at it, even from the picture, you could tell it's very different color. It was a much bigger flower. So you just got to be careful with these things and knowing who you're working with. That's why I've been very blessed to be able to go and meet these herbalists, learn more at firsthand, um, and see how this plant is supposed to be used and what it's supposed to look like. Um, so this herb is a purgative plant. So when you ingest this herb, it is going to make you throw up, and you are going to also go through many bowel movements as well. So it's a herb that is going to detox 6 months of toxins in the body in 6 hours. So it's a day. It's something that you want to take your time, a day that you want to set up aside just for this cleanse. Okay, and there is some preparations to it, like fasting, so then that way the experience of throwing up isn't so bad, right? Because throwing up is not fun. So
tell us what we got here, Chris. Is that the duck? Which side? I know that we got a
right. So the way I see it, to my left, yeah, we got the duck flower here. To the right, we got a stingless bee,
right.
specifically Melipona, because there's many different genuses, but we'll get into that. But yes, so you want to prepare for this cleanse by fasting, a liquid fast. So you can have compressed fresh pressed juices, smoothies. Soup is fine as well, like like a squash soup or something in that nature. Water, sea moss gel you can have. You don't want to eat anything heavy, right, throughout these first 3 days as you're prepping for the duck flower.
Should
And
you
then
do three? Should it be longer, Chris, than 3 days?
3 days is a good amount, sufficient amount. So that day when you do the cleanse, you're not actually throwing up any food. Some people, yes, because of their weight or their lifestyle, they might want to.
Oxtailed, chicken wings,
Yeah,
greasy spoon restaurants,
right.
McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King.
Yeah, the list goes on. And then you're not even adding, the everyday, maybe, little Advil here, Tylenol there, all these pills that people are taking. So if you add all of that, yeah, some people may want to fast a little longer, 7 days, to 10 days. But 3 days is generally okay for somebody who is interested in doing this detox. And
So I got a question.
go ahead.
What about, because we're dealing with, this is a collective crew of motley souls that are renegades and seekers of higher ascension. What about emotional preparation before taking the duck flower, like forgiving your mama's mom? What about the emotional factors, Chris, if there is?
I know I would definitely add to that as well. Yeah, this is something that you want to be intentional about as well. You want to put your intention on what you're trying to release, because this is also gonna shake you up, and the mental fogness that's gonna clear up. It's gonna definitely stimulate your pineal gland and definitely lighten up your body. So vibrationally as well, you do want to prepare for this mentally, and like you just mentioned earlier about forgiveness and actually feeling good about it, and initially really sincerely wanting to forgive, right? Not just for selfish reasons. You're actually trying to let go of certain of these things, and that is what the duck flower is all about. You're going to see how you're letting go and expelling all of this that's just toxin that's just coming out of your body, right? So as you also set your intention, you do your fasting. The day of, you are mostly going to want to be on a water fast. I wouldn't recommend now taking any of the juices or anything, because that day you're going to throw up everything. So, you want to just do a water fast the fourth day. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the duck flower and you're going to steep it in hot water, right? You're going to leave it in hot water. Take the duck flower, it's all dried up. So you're going to put it in hot water and you let it steep there for about half hour to 45 minutes. You're going to see the duck flower is going to expand, okay? And you're actually going to eat this herb. It's actually not bitter, like we were saying, but it is not, the smell is mostly that it's not as pleasant as the taste. The taste is actually not that bad.
Should you be, Chris, should you be in a prayerful state while chewing that duck flower?
Yes, I would say, of course, throughout the whole time, this is constant intentionality with consuming this flower, because I like to call this flower the life hack, okay? Because,
that's a powerful thing to say, bro.
Yeah, I like to call this power a life hack. Why do I say that? It's because it is eliminating these deep toxins that you have in your cells, right? You're expelling all of this that can take you maybe about a month, 2 months of fasting to be able to complete. So you have a hack here, you have a shortcut here with this flower. You eat this flower, you prepare for it, and you're eliminating all of these toxins in just that one session, right? You'll feel sick, upset stomach, but it's even that whole that whole phase of what you're going through after you consume this flower and you start feeling the symptoms. Yeah, you're going to be praying. You're going to be praying. You're going to be saying, oh my God, when is this going to be over? But again, it's going to put you in that retrospective space to realize, like, wow, what have I been consuming? What have I been putting into my body? What have I been doing? Right? So you get very reflective as well. And I remember myself, I think I live a pretty healthy lifestyle. And even my experiences, I've had 2 experiences already last year, and wow, like I just couldn't believe all this stuff that was in my body, and I just wanted to be much more mindful, right? The willpower, increasing the willpower, because this is also eliminating parasites, right? Now,
so the people got the
yeah. And the best of us got parasites. This is an ongoing battle. That's why detoxing is for everyone. This is not just for the people that are overweight or have health issues. This is something that everyone should invite themselves to do.
I want to share, Chris, because Laji family, imagine doing duck flower before cleansing before you do any shamanic meditation like ayahuasca or bufo or shrooms or any of those. Imagine first going into the dark shadows of your toxins to do an exorcism on your mind, body, heart, and soul before you go into the entheogens, to go into the light. You go into the dungeons of hell in your colon. Because that's what it sounds like, Chris. Please continue. Go ahead. What'd you say, Logi?
Get that Duckflower. I got my pen and paper. Where do I get it? Because I'm ready to do it now.
Yo, Chris, tell them, do they, you got a good question, free spirit. Should somebody have the fortitude to do it alone, or should somebody sit with a person as they go through the colon canals of their personal hell?
If you prepared properly, right? If you did the fasting properly, ingested the flower properly as well, I would also say before you ingest it, break it up well, and then chew it well enough so it's your body's digesting it properly. I would also suggest taking digestive herbs, right, to get your digestive system prepared to be able to break down this flower, all right, so you can retain the flower as well. There's been experiences where people eat it and then their body doesn't retain it as well, and then they'll throw up, and then they'll actually throw up bits and pieces of the flower and not get the full experience. So taking digestive herbs as well, like sacred bark, guachalalate, there's a hombre grande. There's a lot of different herbs that you can take to start prepping your digestive system to be able to retain this flower. So yeah, breaking it up well, chewing it properly, and if you do these steps right, it's, yes, you're gonna throw up. It's gonna be uncomfortable. Will I say that you need someone to be there for support? Probably more for moral support and more than anything. You'll be okay.
Oh, Chris, so you just brought it up. Have you ever heard, does emotional purging also happen while doing the gut-wrenching cleansing?
Yeah, because I've heard testimonies of people being able to sleep better, to being able to have dreams. So there is also definitely something going on there energetically with the body as well as what you're cleansing. I mean, it's very interesting because, you see the flower is very pretty, right? It has this lime green color, a little bit of purple, and it attracts certain insects, certain flies, right? So they enter the little hole that the duck flower has in the center, and as a fly or something goes inside the plant has a stomach, and this fly gets stuck in that stomach. It's not able to make its way back out.
Poor fly. Damn, it sounds tantric, don't it, Logi?
So this flower is breaking down this fly, and I haven't found any research on what is actually causing you to throw up, but my intuition says that the synergistic effect of the flower consuming the flies and breaking it down, because when I've opened up the flower, you see like spots in the stomach of the flower of like how many flies probably it consumed, it digested, it broke down. So I think there's a lot of compounds in there that make you release all these toxins. So it's not just the flower alone, it's also the type of flies or insects that it attracts in its environment.
Wow.
That's the beauty of nature, right?
Incredible. Kofunya, if you're listening, remember, Kofunya and Monique, you're more than welcome to join. And Kofunya and Chris, if you want to bring on anybody else, you're welcome to have them come on after Chris finishes up, because I wanted this show to really cover the knowledge. This is crucial knowledge about the duck flower, and followed by the sweetness of the honey. Go ahead, brother.
Let me ask Brother Kura about the preparation. Did you say we should prepare like a couple of days before we even take it?
Correct. Yes. In terms of fasting, liquid fasting, right? So cold pressed juices is okay. Smoothies is okay. Like a squash soup is okay. Sea moss, to take sea moss gel is okay. Just no solids, right? Just to make it easier, the experience of throwing up. It's also a very distinctive experience when you throw up on the duck flower. It's not like when you're sick or maybe you've drank too much alcohol and you've had to throw up. It's not the same experience. It's more like it literally just comes out your. You don't even have to try. Like it just flows out. It just comes right out. You just start getting mucus, literally mucus. You see mucus come out your body, and a lot of fluids. I've had people experience the smokers. Actually, a lot of the tar come out in liquid and yeah, as fluids, and literally after that experience, being able to breathe better. Okay.
What about weed smokers?
Same. Being able to breathe better, cutting down on cravings, on smoking, sugar cravings. Because remember, we're releasing also these parasites. So clearing of the skin, yeah, sleeping better. Even if you have, maybe you're not someone that drinks every day. Maybe you drink once a week, on a weekend, every so often. This is gonna reset all that. You're gonna think about that now. You're not gonna want to just have a cup of alcohol here and there, or your casual, slice of pizza or whatever you're consuming. That you are trying to build on a stronger willpower on. So the duck flower is your friend.
How often should this incredible medicine be taken?
So this life hack should be taken every 4 months, I would say. So like maximum 2 to 3 times a year.
How about on like spring equinox, summer solstice, autumn equinox, winter solstice? What about that? Like take it like that.
Yeah, I mean, as a right into starting into the official new year, right? Starting taking the right step in, cleansing, like you mentioned earlier too, preparing for an ancestral ceremonial thing like ayahuasca or something, the entheogens. This is definitely something that you can use as your tool to prepare you for that, right? Even I've spoken to people that have been diagnosed with cancer and don't want to go through the chemotherapy, and this is something that you can do.
Be careful saying cancer on YouTube. You mean dancer with a C.
Right.
Yeah, dancer. We're talking about dancer with a C. Everybody dance. 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 Yo, how about microdosing duck flower?
I don't know too much about that. I'll be honest. I haven't done that. That's interesting. Yeah. Haven't taken like let's say just like a portion of the flower and just have it as a tea or something like that.
Yeah, like a little pinch saying, duck flower, I respect your magnificent, amazing
Cleansing ability.
exorcism, but let me just baby step to your magnificence. I'm just wondering,
Yeah. No, most people who are interested in this cleanse just go full in. Even people who are not in, let's say, the wellness space, or they just feel like they just have a lot of toxins in the body and they just want to do a deep cleanse, and they know they're not gonna do a 7-day, 14-day fast. So this is something that is a very powerful tool that they can use to help them eliminate a lot of toxins.
Brother Kura, how do you prepare the duck flower? Can you go over that again?
For sure.
He said it, Logi, but go ahead. Say it again, Chris.
For sure, yeah. No, you just want to bring water to boiling point, right? Put it in a pot. Well, then turn off the stove, and then you want to let the flour sit in that hot water for at least 30 minutes to 45 minutes. The flour is going to expand, and then after that happens, you can now consume the flour, and then the water that it was sitting in, right? You should use spring water that comes from glass, and consume that water as well.
My instincts, Chris, Kafunya, Monique, Laji, family. This might be a purge like ayahuasca times 3.
Wow,
Yeah.
I've been fortunate to sit in the ceremony, and I can testify and say, yeah, you are going to throw up much more than in a ayahuasca ceremony.
You better take baby wipes. If you go to a ceremony, and Monique, don't even think about having this at Nicholas Bookstore. Forget about it. No, no. Let me bring on Kafunya. Oh, and we want to talk about the honey. So we bringing on Kafunya. Kafunya, welcome. I don't know where she's somewhere in the dark. I hope she ain't chewing on no Duckflower right now, because this is fascinating, Chris. This is fascinating, man. We need this like since the 70s. We've been needing Duckflower here in the States. Wouldn't you say that, Laji?
Yes, I would. Hank, the first time I did the catheogens with the brother that you sent to me, I was only doing 11-day fast. I finished in the beginning of the year, 40-day fast of Brother Kura, but I was doing 11-day fast. So there's nothing inside the stomach, right? And I felt like, I'm throwing up like crazy. And I felt like I was throwing up my stomach. It felt like, there's nothing else in there. And it seemed like it was trying to come out. But it was definitely doing a cleanser with the grandma. And I definitely want to do this thing. I want to do this cleansing because I'm about to go into some deep, I do a meditation course in the morning, and I'm about to go into some deeper, not only cleansing, but just 3 times a day meditation. I really want to just go in deeper. And this sounds like just what I need, man.
You better be saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you. Thank you.
That's what I was doing when the brother came. He said to me, every time I do this, some kind of way, the chant of Lord Ganesh comes in. And I was doing exactly what you were saying. Like I'm throwing up and then I'm going, I'm chanting the mantras that's coming out. I don't know even where the chant came from. But and the bro was looking at me, he goes, what planet do you come from?
Wow.
But yeah, I'm looking for that.
Okay, so family, the contact information and ordering, you can get it from Nicholas Bookstore. And I thank Sister Monique so much for holding that sacred service in a multitude of ways. And I want to thank you, Kafunya, also for you holding sacred Leo space, because the courage that she had, but we're going to talk about that a little later, the courage that she had in getting in that ice cold water didn't allow my nuts. My nuts was like, no.
You're funny, Uncle.
But we're going to touch on that later because, Chris, I want you to shift up and sweeten this whole adventure of this amazing show to the wonderful honey healing technology of your ancestral bloodline. Talk to us, bruh.
Oh yeah, the Stingless Bee Honey family. And just like the brother Laji was saying right now that he's preparing for some deep meditation the next few days, this is something else that he's probably going to want to add to his repertoire of things, because this is also this ancestral medicine that's been used in ancient times. The Aztecs have used it, the Mayans have used it, and this has all also been used in a very ritual and ceremonial way as well. So honey, as most of us know, is medicinal, right? You can see that a lot of pharmaceuticals have used compounds from honey, extracted compounds from honey.
Why are you short?
Let me mute Kafunya because she's doing a battle with somebody. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have seen some pharmaceuticals use certain have extracted healing components from honey into their medication and use that as well, because honey is great for healing wounds and great for the. Oh, there it is, Kafunya. Thank you so much for showing the dropper. Appreciate that. But there is differences with this honey and just your regular European Apis mellifera honey, the one that we regularly see in supermarkets, or the bee that we mostly commonly know. And this honey comes from bees that don't have stingers. Okay. Now, just because they don't have stingers doesn't mean they can't hurt you still. They still have their ways of still being dangerous, but they don't sting. And these bees, when they collect this nectar, it contains much more water. So it's a honey that doesn't crystallize.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
So it's safe to use in the eyes. This honey also produces a different type of sugar molecule called trehalulose, and this sugar breaks down 3 times slower in the bloodstream. So this is a sugar that is safe for diabetic people to consume.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to share my experience this past Sunday.
Me too.
Okay.
It was like, I'm gonna tell you, I was sitting at my table, and when I was seeing those those colorful characters coming through the door and acting out, some good, some bad, some ugly. Good, bad, and ugly was rolling through Nicholas on Sunday. I was like, I don't know if I want to stick nothing in my eyes. I already got glasses. And then I saw a 7-year-old boy let you put honey drops in his eyes. And then I was like, okay, now I got my balls on the line. I got to do it now. And when I did it, Laji, then another brother, Professor Sylvester, he did it. And family, it was the most amazing experience after the initial 30-second burn. It was like a rocket that instead of going into the atmosphere, it was honey going into my eyeball. And it felt like a food feast for my eyes. Professor Sylvester's eyes felt better. There was the guy selling the wood root tonic. We got to get him on the show, Monique and Kafunya, because everybody that I asked, including myself, food feast for the eyes. What kind of honey is this, Chris, that makes your eyes feel like they're having a food feast?
Well, yeah, this honey is reducing that pressure. It's also lubricating the eye. So now that I have said that, yeah, this honey does not crystallize. The sugars in this honey are safe for diabetics. It's a much finer sugar in its molecular structure, so it doesn't hurt your cornea. So you can't just put any honey in your eye as well. Just putting that out there. Maybe somebody might want to just try that out.
No. Listen, we gotta say it, family. This is for informational, educational purposes only.
Yeah.
Because we got either ignorant or arrogant or adventurers that may say, well, and here's this is a commercial version. Let me try this in a
yeah, I would not recommend
no.
you just going on Amazon tonight and saying, let me just go look this up. And you want to know. This is also something that I've been very fortunate about in terms of sourcing, and in that process I've learned a lot of things that really play a big role in being able to apply this honey in your eyes, in terms of quality control, where it's harvested, and basically where it's coming from. So your eyes feel so soothed when you apply this honey, because it's also releasing all that mucus. I've heard a lot of testimonies of people feeling their eyes much more light, the colors much more vibrant, even also improving sleep, and also people being able to dream again. This is something also that I use before I start any meditative practice as well, because it gets you into that meditative state, as it also stimulates your pineal gland as well, decalcifying your pineal gland. Because as we remember, our eyes, right, are the only things that we can see that's from the brain, right? It's an extension of our brain. So we are also it's a feast for the eyes, but really it's a feast for the brain. We're feeding the brain all these nutrients that these bees are pollinating many different type of herbal plants, mostly, which is very interesting about the stingless bees. They do pollinate many different flowers. They're mainly pollinators. They don't collect too much nectar. That's also why it's so rare and scarce. You harvest this honey once to twice a year, 6 to 8 months. Um, and this bee is visiting so many herbal plants, and let you know, it's bringing that back to the hive, and you have all these compounds in the nectar, and the way it's being stored as well is very different from your typical honeybee. Like, they don't store their honey in honeycombs. They actually form these little pots made out of cerumen. Is actually what it's called.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
they
what
make
That's interesting.
they make these honey pots where they store honey as well, and they also store pollen. Okay, so this cerumen material is made out of resin, is made out of propolis, and is also made out of the beeswax, the wax that actually comes out of the glands of these bees. So with these three ingredients, you make this material called cerumen. They are sophisticated engineers that they're able to make these pots, and this is where they deposit their honey, or they'll deposit their pollen, and it stays in that pot for a good 6 to 8 months. Like I told you, it gets harvested every 6 to 8 months. So while it's in this little pot for all that time, the honey is naturally fermenting. So it's breaking down all these.
Wow.
Yep. So it's breaking down all these phenolic compounds, all these nutrients that are in the honey, to make it much more bioavailable for you. So when you consume it orally or you apply it in your eyes, you assimilate with these compounds much easier.
I
Right?
know that. Sorry for interrupting. I
No,
got
go ahead, brother.
excited. When you place one drop in each eye, some of it rolled down my face, and I just intuitively felt like rubbing my face and licking off that honey. And you just said about putting it taking it orally, and I was like, well, I did that when I had it in my eyeballs. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, the chemical affinity that happens as you ingest this or put it in the eyes is instant. Um, so yeah, this is what is helping, soothe the eyes, and also feeding the brain. And the compounds of the honey are also interacting with the special fluid, the cerebral spinal fluid, right? This
Whoa.
fluid that bathes the brain, goes down the spinal cord, feeds our nervous system. You are getting all these compounds all over your body. Now, what's so amazing about putting it in your eyes as well is that you are bypassing the blood-brain barrier, right? So when you consume something orally, you got your stomach lining, your gastric juices, a lot of things that are breaking some of these properties down before you actually get the nutrients to your brain or the benefits to your skin. You're bypassing the blood-brain barrier by putting it directly to your eyes. So you're getting the full effect, the full list of nutrients that are there in the honey directly to your brain. So this also helps with dementia, okay?
Ooh.
Preventing dementia, right? Scary things like Alzheimer's. So
Ooh.
yeah.
Yo, Chris, hold it a second. This is fascinating. I'm glad we're doing part 2 with like this, Logi. Kofunya, give us your testimony. Please tell us what happened when you got eyeballed with the honey.
Well, I've had two types of the stingless bee drops. I had the one from Honduras, and I recently experienced this one from Colombia. And I'll tell you, it is an experience. You really, really feel the burn. And afterwards, like Uncle Henky said, that whew, you feel your sinuses because the pollen is so high right now. People are dealing with their sinuses, and I have found by taking, by having that experience is that number one, it decalcifies the pineal gland, and I felt more clarity, and it was like floating. It was like a really, really good eye bath for the eyes. And I'm very happy that I got mine, because along with me wearing glasses, I also wear the pinhole glasses as well to strengthen the eyes. And I use the glasses basically for reading. But it was a great experience, and I would recommend. The funny thing, like you were talking about, Uncle Heggie, the colorful characters that came into Nicholas on Sunday, it's like some people didn't even know what we were doing on Sunday. And I remember Chris and his partner were getting ready to pack up and leave. And because so many people came in and we were talking about it, like this was a really great wellness Sunday to be able to provide this service for people. And before you knew it, I think, Chris, you guys almost ran out of it, right?
Yeah, that's true. Before we knew it, I mean, we were projecting to leave by 3 and we stayed till like almost 6. So yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. And I thank you. And I'm very happy that I'm investing in my eyes. I think it's very, very important that in this time, the unveiling continues to happen, because like with the ice plunge, when we're going to go into it, I'm going to talk to you how I develop doing it. And it's definitely a mind thing for sure.
Yeah, hold on. Before you go into the ice plunge, where's
Yeah,
Om? You supposed to get in touch with him.
I'll do it right now.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
So
yeah,
Chris.
thanks.
You take like a drop in each eye?
Yes, I actually have some of the honey right here. I'll
Yo,
show you.
I muscle tested Laji. I muscle tested his family, and there was a distinct difference when I held that bottle.
I don't know if you can see in the.
Hold on. Let me make that bigger. Hold on. Let me bring you. Look, family. Look at this.
I don't know if you guys can see this well in the camera, but it's a much more.
It's lighter,
like, runny, lighter type of honey.
Yeah.
So I've had people, out of. Because I mean, who would thought that you can put honey in the eyes, right? So some people are skeptical and they're like, "Oh, is in my eye gonna get stuck and close and sticky?" It's like, no, it's really not. It's not as sticky as you would expect it to be, and because, like I said, it naturally contains much more water. It's higher. Its water content is much higher. It soothes the eye. You're gonna feel your eyes much more relaxed and. The pressure of your eyes are not gonna. It's just not gonna be existent. I've had people from just one drop on each eye are able to see clearer. Just from one use. You got to keep doing it. It's something therapeutic. The more you use it, one drop a day on each eye or 2 times a day. In the morning and before bed. You'll see much more of those benefits.
So you would say that it improves eyesight?
Of course, yes. I mean, I don't, I can't say it will guarantee, right, remove your glasses, but I do have those testimonies.
Wow.
I have testimonies where people have been very consistent, right? That's the main thing. Using it at least once a day, every day. And used it for 8 months to a year, and now they don't wear eyeglasses.
Wow.
Yeah, now that's impressive. So I've been wearing glasses since elementary school. So I didn't do it last night, and today's Tuesday. So I think I'm going to do it tonight, Laji.
It's a little bit of a practice too of applying it yourself. It does get a little messy, It's honey. It's not the same. So definitely start doing it every day, Uncle Hank, so that way your practice gets better. you know, and you're able to feed your brain all these. I have no eye issues or vision problems, but I do this every day or sometimes. Lately I'll be honest, I haven't been doing it every day, but there are times where I'll even do it twice a day, and just like the feeling that it gives me, how I feel. So I've used it to alleviate headaches. You know, I'm like, you know what? Let me try this out. I have a headache going on. You know, I'm not someone that consumes Advil, Tylenol, things like that, ibuprofen, whatever. So I'll put on the drops, and 20, 30 minutes, I'll feel some release of pressure because it's releasing all that mucus as well from your nose, from your frontal cortex here. All that is dropping down your nose. You feel that. So, it's multi-use. You could also use it for ear infection. One drop in the ear. Yeah, you can use it for the ears. You could apply the honey on for wounds or scars. I've had testimonies on that as well. The beekeeper that I know in Colombia, he had a very bad accident where it left him with a really bad scar in his hand. And he told me every day he applied the Stingless Bee Honey. I'm not sure for how long, but you look at his hand and it's like the scar is not there.
Wow, that's interesting. You know, it just popped in my head. Let me see if I'm gonna do a reading on it real quick before I share it. Have you ever had anyone, Chris Kura, put some of the drops or drop or more in their navel?
No, I'm not sure. No.
I think that would be very interesting. Yeah. Was you able to reach him, Kafunya?
I've where I have done it myself is.
He's coming in a minute.
Okay.
I've done it. If I've had a serious congestion, I've done it through the nose as well. So that's pretty uncomfortable, but it also helps unclog as well. So I've done that because it's also antibacterial, antifungal, all these things. So you won't believe what it can help with. I had a family member who had like a dandruff from their eyelash, like mites on their eyelashes, and they didn't want to use what the dermatologist prescribed to them, so they used the honey, and like 2 weeks it was gone. You know, that was a quick fix. Usually people who experience dry eyes, using the honey every day, that will alleviate in about a month or two. You won't be experiencing the same itchiness or issues with dry eyes.
You know, I was experiencing dry eyes, and then when I took it Sunday, the honey, I didn't feel that yesterday morning nor this morning. So then I'm just telling you, Laji, this is some good stuff.
I want to get it right away. So we got to get. They don't have this on Amazon, huh?
You better not go to Amazon,
right? What amount were you?
You'll be looking like Ray Charles.
So you got to give me the address.
We'll give you the info.
Do that. Yeah, you
don't want to do that, man. You don't want to be like that. No.
They're
cussing me out. I thought you said. Hell no, man. Don't you mess. Family, don't mess with none of this stuff in no Amazon, eBay, because you don't know what. You don't know what you might be getting. Plus, a lot of honey's been compromised. Monique is saying it cleared my dry eyes too. Look. And also, it's available at Nicholas Bookstore.
Yes.
718-858-4400.
858 2400.
4400.
4400. I can call.
Yeah.
Greetings, family. Greetings.
We're waiting
Full house. Peace, brother. Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I got the call, and that's it. I'm here. I just want to be a part of it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, listen, that was I had a videotape Kafunya doing the ice plunge, and special acknowledgement again to
Monique.
Mshari,
Yes.
Monique. Monique did the ice plunge. I mean, I didn't have the balls to do it, but
Not
another
yet.
time.
That's all right. I don't have a pair either. My wife holds them in a box.
Oh.
That's what happens when you get married. You
That's how-
listen.
that's-
If you don't know, you find out.
Is that the trick, Ojel, for you to do so many multiple cold plunges?
That's right. Exactly. Yeah, but it was great.
Look how Raji's laughing, man. He related. He's like, yeah, brother, I can see what you're talking about.
35 years of trouble and strife.
Say that again, Raji.
35 years of white in England is trouble and strife. That's what they call white. Oh, it's called
All right.
Oh boy, stop giving us the anyway.
Don't tell on your Don't tell on your what you bring to the man in marriage. You know, men should start a husband union so that we can get for them what more than they getting from us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Matter of fact, I charge my children for this parenting. I charge each one of my children $500,000.
All right.
Give it to me. I'm taking them to court. And when you stand in front of the judge and the judge says to me, Mr. Selassie, why would you charge your children $500,000 to raise them? This would be my defense. Judge, do you have children yourself? He's going to say yes. I'm going to say, I rest my case. Then he's going to pay the man, okay? All right.
All right.
I just want to know. I want to know, was that Monopoly money or is this real dead friends?
That's the only money I want. Gold, I'll take silver. I'll even take platinum.
What about Bitcoin?
No.
Oh man, listen, we're here to recap that ice because that's what I'm here for. I got the family on standby, but I got what I want to put in my time.
Oh, listen, this is what Monique's just said. Thank you for the words. Yeah.
Thank you for the words. That's it.
Yeah. So
get in.
Kafonia.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Rock with Yahe Om as far
Om.
as where we going this, because I don't have anything to say because I was like,
you didn't do it yet.
Yeah, you was in the back. Yeah, you will. Don't worry. We're gonna lend you a pair. But I Kafunya, yeah, please allow me. I just wanted to say, if you took a good look, go back to the videotape. The proof is there. Take a look at Kafunya and look how zen-like she was in that ice. Oh, it's so impressive, man. I'm telling you, the women are stronger than the men. It's there. It's there.
Well, even Mshari was in a zen-like meditation, and Monique, after the first minute, she was in a zen-like, and everybody wanted to do more than 3 minutes, but because we had the amount of people there, we had to break it down. So I did 3.5 minutes, but how I prepared for the ice plunges, I would take cold showers first, just to thank you, Monique, just to get myself acclimated to the cold. I would start off with a warm shower, and then I would decrease the temperature and just start singing. Ooh, initially, you start singing and I still do it. I still sing in the shower when I'm doing the cold. And I tell you, my brothers and sisters in the chat, many people have experienced life-changing in their wellness by doing, from the most extreme dis-ease in the body to just maintaining, moving the lymphatic systems and getting them cleared out. And it's just, every time I do it, And this is my 4th time, right, Omar? I did it.
Yep.
I did
That's right.
4 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like saying the water, the cold is my friend, right? You quoted me. You said you quoted me when I said the water, the cold is my friend.
That's right.
I kept on saying that during the meditation while I was in the ice. I would say, and I would just chill out, and then I would slide down deeper so it could be like around my neck area. And I'm just recommending people, you know, even if you do it for 1 minute, don't be afraid that the cold is not your enemy.
Right.
The cold is your friend. And I really, Mashari she was a champion too. And I think we have some video footage too that we'll probably
we
show.
do. You know, I came with Dean, and Dean is the official photographer for the Omzia Healing Sanctuary. And he took some incredible footage, some pictures and video. So I sent them already to the pictures I sent to Monique, but I'm also going to send now the videos too. And we're going to start that campaign right there. You know, letting people know here we are.
Yeah, and make sure you send it to me as well, because I didn't get it yet. And also, Nicholas, I want people to understand the reason why Nicholas Brooklyn is such an institution for life, because we have different healers there. You know, people that, well, we don't heal people. The body has the capability to heal itself once you give it the proper soil. That's without a doubt. But we have been taught not to believe that our bodies can heal ourselves, but they can. And each and every cell that is in your body has a brain. It's not only this non-local, not only the biggest, the most powerful brain is in the heart chakra and the heart center. They're always, the cells are always listening to you because they have a brain. So if you feel you cannot do something, you cannot. But I was gung-ho, ready to experience what Omziel did, you know, and I will continue to do it. And I know Monique is organizing something for next month.
Yeah, we're doing a June 21st. We're doing the street event where they're opening, they're closing the streets, and they're doing a 1 mile run, and there's going to be all sorts of competition there, and we'll be there with the ice and the breath and all that, and yeah.
You know, I just want to say thank you, Kafunya and Monique, because you had a tag team with the ice plunge, Yahe Om. You had the eye therapy, Chris Kura.
Yeah.
You had it was like a transformation team.
Yeah, it was like really, it was like a spa day. Like, where would you get that type of healing? I'm telling you, you can. If you go over to the other side, and you know what I'm talking about. Oh, listen, man, we're talking hundreds of dollars and all that.
Yeah. So whenever you do this again, I'm going on behalf of Nicholas and Monique and Kafunya and the collective. Chris, you got to be there, man. That recipe that you guys had this past Sunday. With you had Jedis holding space, doing chants. Listen, family, they just don't take you and throw your head first in the ice tub.
Exactly.
It's a whole ritual they did.
It's a whole ritual.
Then after you dry off with the towel, you go over to the honey drops, and then after that, then you had the other guy doing the tonic.
Yeah. I was doing
massages.
And massages.
Right, the massages. I was doing the firecracker elixir. And also there was another brother there, Wilson Barber. Wilson Barber, exactly. He was doing the hape, which comes from the Amazon basin too. You know, it's a healing. It's incredible. Just the whole thing was just a pure day of wellness.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So you got to have the whole team same way you did it, or more, so that you can ping pong off of each therapy, come there ready to invest in transformation. Don't say, I forgot my money. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do
Listen.
that.
Don't
Yeah,
do that.
Don't get
Uncle Hank. Uncle
Yo,
Hank, let me just say that this is a powerful healing modality, and sometimes we need strong medicine. There's sometimes you could use as a massage and you're good, or you get your Reiki energy tuned up and lined up, and that's all good. I'm not talking about against that. And people need that, but sometimes people need that cold shot in the head also to reboot your system. Yeah, yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you might get some energy done on you, and you be like, I didn't feel it. Thank you so much. That was nice. But when you're in the cold, oh no. When you're in the cold, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. No, you gonna feel it.
It's
You gonna feel it.
amazing.
Yahe Om. Before you let me drop this real quick, I just pictured Yahe Om, Chris, Kuru, and your crew holding somebody, then just dunking their head under the ice and saying, Yahe Om, boom, shot. And during the heat of summer, that would be delicious.
They have done that. I've been to the meditations at Amziel Center, and people go directly underneath the water in the cold.
You guys get like 5 or 6 like big bags, 5-gallon bags of ice before, and then put it into a tub of cold water.
Yeah, that's how we do it. Yep, we get all the bags of ice and all that. I mean, I make my own ice here at the Omzia Healing Sanctuary, but when we travel, I like people to get the full experience. It looks really nice too on the socials, and it's quite intimidating. People who are all gung ho, they get there, they see all those bags, brother. They'd be like, "Oh no, I might want to rethink this."
I want to be brave because you know how I feel about the cold. Like 5 bags or what, 6 for my tub?
More, man.
More.
Yeah, if you were in your own tub, I would say you could start with about 5 or 6, maybe 7, like that.
In a cold water.
7. Yeah.
It's delicious, and you sleep like a baby. After
lucid dreams.
I was getting ready to say that. Oh my, yes.
But Omziel does something very powerful, like the breath work, right? That we did when we're laying down. Yeah. That's something that I would recommend, of course, doing before stepping into that cold plunge, because that was
absolutely
very powerful as well. I felt the energy of the breath work that we did.
Yeah. With the breath alone, you be high as a kite.
Right, and the didgeridoo being played over each person's temple.
How was that, Kura?
Bowls.
Yeah, Kura, could you tell me about the didgeridoo? How did you feel that? The vibration, man?
Yeah, the vibration was really strong. Honestly, it took me by surprise because I know, yes, of course, the power of the breath. But when you're there and you're experiencing this, and you're in tune, it still catches you by surprise because you're just feeling this electrical vibration, right, around your body, around your crown of your head. Like it was really deep. And there was times where I felt myself just going.
Yep.
Just going.
I've had breath works like that too. I go so far out, I don't want to come back.
Yeah, I tuned out, and then I came back. I was like, "Oh wait, I'm over here at Nicholas, Brooklyn."
and Monique wanted you to
hold on, California. Before you go into that,
just
want to share what was incredible, Laji, is how much they melted the ice. There were literally fiery souls going into them tubs of ice and melting the ice, Laji. Go ahead, California.
Yeah. That was a trip in itself, because I think we had to go like 3 times to get the amount of ice that we needed, so each person could have that experience. And Monique just wanted people to know about your retreats, Omziel, that you're having coming up. I think one is coming up in June,
this month.
I think.
It's this weekend that's coming up. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, we're gonna push it till Monday too. So men have been jumping in. We've got a really, really good crew, and the numbers are coming in. People are jumping in at the last minute. So we have all the camping gear. It's a men's retreat. So if you just allow me to speak on it just for a moment here.
Yeah.
The name of this piece of OMZL. It's called the Wind Horse Rising Men's Experience. So Wind Horse really comes from the Tibetan belief system, and Wind Horse stands for being rich. And then we're not talking about the richness in monetary. We're talking about spirit and energy in your life and your physical body and all that. So we teach brothers to unplug from the matrix, and then we give them like some pillars. Here at OMZL, we stand for 5 main pillars, and not to give too much away, but I can tell you the first one is God. And we help brothers understand that they have to realize that there is something bigger outside of you, something that is larger. The world does not really revolve around you. There's some higher source. You could put whatever name on it. The way we say it at OMZL is the thing that goes by many names but has no name at all. You see, so if you can submit to that, right? Because most people don't. We think that we're the newest thing on the block and all that, but we help people, men, with that. We take them away into the woods, which is our natural setting, right? Not this life where we're at, with all this glass and plastic and petroleum and all of the
Light
toxins and
pollution.
all that pollutions, all of that. We take them out into secluded into the forest, and then we have different workshops, deep sessions, physical expansion, breath work, ice plunge. We do a little bit of yoga. We go running. We everything. We just do a bit of everything. We go hiking. And then we have ceremonies at night, and it's deep work, man. It's not, oh, we're just gonna sit around and roast marshmallows and you know what I'm saying? And it's not that fluffy, soft stuff either. No, we're not about that. It's real stuff. I'm from Brooklyn, so from the streets, they help raise me a bit, so I'm a little rough around the edges, and but men levitate toward that because they're looking for that.
Oh,
That
yeah.
real men, like man, like nobody teaches us how to be a man.
I got
also 1 minute, Baba. I also wanted to talk about just briefly during this whole Sunday elevation that we also had what we call the squeeze master, who was there dealing with the fascia, dealing with lymphatic drainage. So when you come out on the 21st, you're going to be fed with good ITEL food by Somali Rose. She has it. Let me tell you, it's a complete, like Amziel said, a spa day.
Yep.
At reduced prices.
Yes.
Because you know what it is when you go to I know what it is when I go to the spa, how much energy exchange that I am getting when I go there. And so people, please mark your calendar. The summer solstice.
I hope.
Coming up the 21st. Don't let your frontal cortex talk you out of out of something great. Like the squeeze master quoted me. I said it's very important to be self-full, and being healthy is and taking care of yourself is not a selfish act at all. So he came, behind me and said, it's self-full. So brothers and sisters, you know what our communities are going through. We want to be the highest versions of ourselves.
That's right.
we have chance while people are in the ice plunge. So they're listeners, like when you're going through like ayahuasca, you have people singing and chanting and playing music. So your mind is not on necessarily the cold, it's on the manifestation of the chant that we're doing. And I'll be there with my Tibetan singing bowls as well on the 21st. So people mark your calendar for this coming strong, and with Brother Omziel.
Yahe Om.
Yahe Om. Sorry, Yahe Om. Yahe Om. Can you tell people how to contact, how to reach you, Same with Kura, you know.
Certainly. So for anything at all, anyone can reach out to me, and my mobile number is 347-465-4954. And then we also have the website, which is omzielhealingsanctuary.com. You can see our list of events, and there's different tabs. We have the Purple Sage Festival, which is coming up on June 28th. Thank you, Kafunya. Yes,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right. That's right. It's here. I'm giving it to you. So we're going to be in an amazing location, Sister Kafunya. You've got to be with us. You already know you're royalty here at OMZL. And there's gonna be tons of vendors, and I know my man Kura is gonna be there too with the Stingless Bee Honey and the sea moss
Uncle
and all that good
Hanky
stuff.
will more than likely be there. I'm speaking
Of
up for
course,
him.
of course. I mean, look, even if people don't have cars, we carpooling all up there. It's about an hour and a half away. It's close to Woodstock in a place called New Paltz, New York. It's upstate. I mean, it's beautiful. The stewards of the land, they are in charge of 250 acres of land.
Wow.
You could hike on their land alone. We're doing the men's retreat, the camping, right this Friday to Sunday. We're doing it on that land right there. So you could reach out to me on the socials also. Instagram
Nicholas Brooklyn.
OMZL Healing. You can find us at Nicholas Brooklyn with Monique there too on their website, and also their socials too. You can find us on Facebook, and we have the YouTube channel, Instagram. Our name is OMZL, OMZIEL. If you were to Google that alone, you would find us. The name is quite unique. So
it's
that's right. OMZL. That's right. L means God, and yeah, you already know.
Yeah, hey Om, do you have your pendant on? Your eye?
I don't. I took it off today. Yeah.
It's a beautiful pendant, Kafunya. I have a big one. I got one like this long. Because back in the day, I'm looking for it to see where I put it.
Yeah. Kura.
Yes, brother.
When Uncle Hank, he saw me with the pendant of the ayahuasca, as soon as he went, "Oh man, that's a Yahe. That's Yahe." And he said, "Oh, your Omziel?" He said, "Your name is Yahe Om."
Yahe Om. That's
it. Yahe Om.
Yeah,
I was wondering where that came from. I was like, the Yahe Om. Yahe Om.
I just wrote it down.
And Uncle Hanky, someone in the chat is asking about Kura's website.
No, it's no. He's not selling it because in New York State.
Okay.
All right, because we don't want to get into legalities.
Right. Okay.
Whoever's asking that question.
Yeah.
Oh man, heck, it's illegal. So don't even think, he's going to put himself out there on this platform.
So all right, real good. It must be effective then. If they make it illegal, then they don't want us to have it. Then
this is Prison Planet Chicken Farm. This is a Prison Planet Chicken Farm. All right, they need slaves. So anything to help you make your eyeballs better, if you're born indigenous, you're an outlaw.
You know that's right.
We're gonna raise it up on the 21st.
Yes,
raise the frequency, and
that's right.
At the men's retreat this coming strong, and I really want people to pay attention to what we're doing at Nicholas Brooklyn. We got those wonderful pyramids up in there,
and more coming.
And it's a very, very high frequency, and
very high.
And what is happening on the planet now. I did a live yesterday talking about turning hate into love, because with inner healing, because what happens is if you stay on those social media can be very, very dangerous to the heart, mind, and spirit.
Toxic.
Very toxic. And it's not about hating anyone. It's about going within your heart chakra and sending out, even if you might disagree. I mean, me and Uncle Hanky disagree all the time sometimes.
Boy, we be playing ping pong ball in Nicholas.
Yeah. But I seen he was on you in the ice plunge. He got his phone out right away and he screamed out. He went, "Oh, I'm gonna get this right here."
Oh, I knew that was hot, man. You got over close to 2,000 views. I knew folks was like, what?
So it's like,
oh man,
hate to love, because we don't want the frequencies to be lowered, because that's how certain entities feed off of your energy. Even if you don't agree with the person, you never hate. Hate is a very low vibrational frequency, and this time more than ever, we gotta let it go.
Yes. I got to get back to the family.
All right.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, man.
Peace and love, guys.
Don't forget, so we could post it up for you.
Yes, we'll do.
Yeah. One love.
49.94.
So again, you can buy the honey, Nicole Wellness, at Nicholas or his website. And family, and let me put it up again. You can, and Nicholas Bookstore, 718-858-4400, or look at the ticker tape at the bottom of the screen. You see the website for the honey and Duckflower.
And if you're in Brooklyn or the tri-state area, just come on down to Nicholas, Brooklyn, because we got it right there.
They're also giving samples there. So,
what's your number, my brother?
So my telephone numbers for you to contact me would be 347.
Hold on a second. Let me put it up here. Hold on. 347
529
529
9015.
Hold on a second. 529. What's after 529?
9015.
9015. Okay, let me just save that.
And also Nicholas ships as well. So even if you live around the world, you can still get your shipping through Nicholas, Brooklyn, and or through our brother here as well on his website. And
my website, and I'll just give my socials too. So it's just Kura Alkaline. That would be the Instagram as well as the TikTok. So you can reach me on there as well.
Yeah, and I wanted to say to the family that our beautiful Professor Peru will be coming at Nicholas, Brooklyn too on the 14th of June. So lots of things going on.
A lot of
events.
He's
going to show people how to extradite parasites from the body.
Very important.
We had him.
Yes,
we had him on YouTube, and he made a statement about the dancer with a C, and YouTube took it off. Oh, you can't say that.
Yeah.
Can't say that. And the way he describes a PowerPoint presentation, family, is top shelf. He gives you the history. He gives a history of dancer with a C, PowerPoint presentation. And he also gives you the choices and also the testimonies on his website, herbalresults.net.
Mm-hmm. So
nice.
I wanted to thank you, Uncle Hanky. You know, we go at it, but we love one another so much.
Oh, it's colorful.
It's very colorful.
It ain't boring. If we would just sit here and be like, "Yes, dear." Shoot. We don't want what kind of show you got going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever you say, dear. We ain't going out like that. What do you think of that, Logi?
What do you call it?
Are you a yes, dear kind of guy? Look at his face. Yo, look at his face. Hold on a second. I got to pull it up. Go ahead, Logi. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. So you can
he
take.
He took off his glasses. Let's go.
Dealing with women. Treat them bad and make them like it. They'll love you for it. Love you.
What?
Uh-oh. Bad and make them like it. They'll love you. You be a God, you be a honey, you be a what do you call that? A simp or a sucker. Oh, they're gonna take you for that, right to the butter. No bread. Treat them bad and make them like it. Now I'm not saying be a gorilla pimp. But what I am saying is treat them bad and they will love you for it and make them like it. You got to make them like it too. Don't just treat them bad. Don't be no gorilla pimp.
So you endorsing satin ropes tied to the bed then, huh?
No.
No.
Oh, God. No.
Yo, I couldn't pass that up, man.
Well, you know what? I like how Uncle Hanky talks to the women that come in and Nicholas, he says, "Come on over here." And they come like, "Okay, Daddy."
Oh, he got it down pat.
Yes.
Hanky got that down pat. They'll line up. They'll line up.
Yep, they do.
They love it. Oh boy, I ain't never seen it. You heard of the mojo, right?
I heard about that before.
Hank got the Mickey Jumi. Hide in the mojo.
Mickey Jumi, you know that sounds like psychedelic funk, man.
Okay. Whatever it is, you got it, my brother. Hey, don't lie. You got it.
Oh man, I ain't got nothing. I got some orgone. It's the orgone, man. It's yo. It's the orgone. Look at the beads on his. Look at the beads on Laji's neck, y'all. It's the orgone. Kafuni got an orgone pyramid, but I don't know where. I think she got it hidden somewhere. I haven't seen it lately.
Oh, well, it's around. Trust and believe.
Yeah. Listen, this was a great show. We're coming up on an hour. Chris, I want to thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to thank everybody from Nicholas, Brooklyn, everyone here on the show, Kafunia, Monique. It was such a great day. We had such a good time, and you were definitely letting everyone know about the therapy, about the eyes, so everyone could get to experience this, right? Yeah. So
even
thank you guys for
the youth that did it. He was so brave.
That little boy was really brave.
He was like 10,
and
right?
that's what pushed the needle for Hank to go and give it a try. But do you regret it?
I'm getting ready to do that again.
Me too.
After we get off the show, I'm going to do it.
Nice.
Because I know that it's I really sense that it is a food feast for the eyes.
I gotta get it.
I'm telling you, you won't regret.
You know,
you won't regret it.
And everything awesome about each of us is God. God is the only reality. God is the only reality. So with that being said, we're going to close out with this song that glorifies that God is the only reality. I want to thank you again, Chris Kura. I want to thank you, Kafuni. I want to thank you, Laji. I want to thank you, the listening audience, Monique. I want to thank everyone for being born so that we could celebrate life as we did tonight in the spirit of Ubuntu.